Hello, and welcome to the Goodnight channel. I'm Jake.
And I'm PJ. And we've been trying to play 52 games in 52 weeks. This week is games 13 out of 52, I think.
Yeah.
We're almost there. We're a quarter of the way done. Did I say quarter already?
Probably.
I don't know when a quarter of 52 is, so it doesn't really matter. It's probably not now.
Goodnight channel, known for their math.
Could be. Maybe it is. I'm gonna do the math really quick. Just out of curiosity.
I'm sure this will all be edited out.
No. Oh, if it's wrong, yeah, because I'm editing it. Oh, holy shit, it is a quarter of the way. And we're a quarter of the way done.
Okay.
It really is. Anyway, so this week we did game 1 of 4. Game 13 of 52 was 3 games, technically. Because we didn't want to pretend like we were giving up by playing one 15-minute game. So we played a 2-minute game, a 10-minute game, and a 15-minute game. All done by something Chung. Do you know his name? Alex Chung?
Brendan.
Close enough. Brendan Chung of BLENDO Games. I think he's the only one of
No,
BLENDO.
there's a team. You know a lot about this game. I'm glad I have all the research here. And you have to do the thing. This is what happened last time, I feel.
Give me this.
No, these are... you won't understand my notes, okay? They're very sophisticated. It
really
just has a picture of a dick butt.
Very sophisticated.
They're hieroglyphics. You can't read them.
You'll go into more detail when we go individually.
Yeah. I'm going to quiz you a little bit.
Okay.
On some of these.
Well, I guess I'll do... so we did a selection of BLENDO games. We did Grotto King, Gravity Bone, and 30 Flights of Loving. Not giving up at all. Definitely. So the first game is Grotto King. Came out between 2007, maybe.
And 2009.
And 2009, potentially.
We don't know.
No one knows, I don't think. It's lost to the annals of time.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, sure.
What engine is it on?
It's on Quick 3. 2?
2.
Really?
Yep.
Can I tell you I'm gonna skip a little tiny bit. Is Gravity Bone and 30 Flights of Loving Quake 2 or 3? 2?
Yeah.
Okay, so I read this interview with Chung about Quadrilateral Cowboy, which as of recording is not out yet, but is the next game in the series. And it's what?
It's on id 4.
It's on id Tech 4, which is Doom 3's engine. And he was like, it's amazing how sophisticated it is. Doom 3 is from like, what? When did Doom 3 come out?
I don't know, but...
Doom 3 is old at this point.
It's like 2006, maybe? That sounds about right.
I just really like this little quote where he's like, yeah, it really lets you do some more modern things with the games.
Well, I mean, technically Doom 3, when it came out, was so far ahead of its time.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, computers came and run it full spec. And then like a year later, everything could run it full spec. Like, it wasn't really that impressive to me, but I don't know. It was in Crisis.
He could have just done it on Unreal 4. I don't know why he's doing it on id Tech 4.
Because id Tech is better.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. It's just weird.
Unreal's not very good, and he knows id Tech. Why would he try and switch it up? He also uses modified Quake engine for a lot of these. So they're actually a little bit more sophisticated than just Quake engine. I think he uses Nightmare Quake for 30 Flights, if I remember right. But that might have been Gravity Bone.
Well, it's interesting because our first game,
actually,
Grotto King...
correction. It was Grotto King because he had the source code and I was looking at it.
Oh. Well...
Because I was trying to find a release date in there. Nope.
Yeah, it's great. You can tell it's advanced because you can't look up and down.
Yeah. Great game.
I mean, really, what can we say about Grotto King that hasn't already been said before? Really? Gravity Bone. Grotto King is a free game.
I wouldn't call it a game. It's like a tech demo.
I would say it's more of a game than either of the
Yeah, it does have mechanics in it that the other two don't have at all. They don't have mechanics at all.
You tell me about Grotto King.
Well, Grotto King is a clearly Wind Waker-inspired FPS game where you cannot look up or down, only...
Just like in Wind Waker.
Horizontally. And you basically... I'm sure there was a story. I think there was like a little note. I didn't read anything in the game.
don't think it meant...
Yeah. But I'm just saying, I think that it tried to tell a little story because I read an interview where there was a little bit more, but...
Yeah, $700,000, you go kill the Leviathan.
Sure. Okay, so you go into holes, and since you can't look up or down, there's holes that you just drop into, which I find...
it's very odd.
Yeah, it's really
it's a little experiment.
Clearly. It's a little out there. I don't really prefer it. You walk around, there's targets on the walls, and you shoot them with your bow, and then it opens up puzzles.
With Mario sounds.
You pick up coins that are Mario sounds. Everything has Mario sounds in this. And as you progress,
Which just reminds me of custom CS source maps.
Yeah.
I don't know. Everything about it reminds me of one.
I mean, technically it is because they're Quake.
Yes.
So
CS source.
Anyway, you fight a monster man. I forget his name. He has a cool name, I think.
Does he?
Yeah, I think his name is Grotto King.
Oh! He's the king of the grotto.
Yeah, he's really cool. He's a big eyeball. He shoots skulls at you. And then you shoot arrows.
Skulls have a really cool effect, which I don't think I've ever noticed before, which is if you hit them with the arrows as they're shooting out, they fly off into fucking space, never to be seen again.
And and then you... In this second battle, he shoots them and they hit the wall and they stick to the wall, which I think is really cool. The end of the game, because there's nothing else there, you meet up with the Grotto King and you just kill him, even though I wish there was the choice to not kill him.
Yeah, he just floats to the bottom. And then it ends with a little note that says, the king, for your reward for your bravery, the king gives you cursed gold. That's it. I was like... It's just a little experiment. I think it's kind of cool just to see someone's kind of thought process.
Yeah, I think he said that he was trying to... He ran into problems with Gravity Bone and what he wanted to make with it. So he made this and he was like, oh, you know what? I've been making all these realistic games. They have the realistic models, so they take a really long time to make. So he played Wind Waker and he was like, oh, I really like the art style. So he kind of made Grotto King and he was like, this is better. So he went and redid Gravity Bone and made it the cartoony look that it has now.
It's a Citizen Able game, Gravity Bone, which is a series of games that
I know nothing about.
Well, they're realistic looking, but they're a series of games with this kind of theme going on, sort of, but not really.
I'd like to play them.
I mean, we can.
Yeah.
That'd be fun. We can totally not cheat another episode.
No, I mean, we could do an extra credit episode and...
Yeah.
Hey, we played all those Citizen Able games.
We've walked away with no
this episode is now more valid because we'll add all those to this episode as hey, we also played all those too.
We'll see.
You can count them as one game.
Yeah, I mean, that's really all there is to Grotto King. I think it's cool that you can't look up and down and it still functions. It feels weird for 1 second and then it stops feeling weird.
When you know that you can't do it, yeah.
Yeah.
Also, it has controller support.
Yeah, that's what I noticed that. I didn't realize it had controller support.
Oh, I did because it didn't work. It made my character spin around.
Oh.
I could not get a controller to make it not spin around, so I had to unplug all my controllers.
I had my Xbox controller in this time, and so it came up with the controller buttons, and I was like, oh, okay, I'll use this.
Well, if you don't have the controller plugged in, guess what? You still get the controller buttons for some reason. I could not figure out how to get them to go away.
Really weird.
Yeah, I had some weird technical issues, but that's normal for me.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's cool that he got it to work. It's just fun to look at somebody's kind of thought process going on. That's all there really is to Grotto King. It's pretty simple.
Yeah.
So the next game is Gravity Bone.
Gravity Bone, which came out in August 2008.
Oh.
Came out on the Quake 2 engine, of course. Big surprise there.
In Tech 4.
And is a... How do you describe it? A spy noir game, I would say, almost?
Yeah, it's got style. I feel like right away, it's got lots of some kind of style.
It feels very inspired by No One Lives Forever.
Yeah. I've never played No One Lives Forever, but I know what you're talking about.
Like, it feels like that.
Yeah.
The music, the atmosphere, everything about it.
It just, I don't know, something about it just feels like, just those opening moments, you're just like, yeah, the colors look all right. Everything feels like perfect for some reason.
He uses a song in a really creative way. All his songs in this game are really well used. That you wouldn't normally think of using in a game like this, I feel.
Yeah.
I don't think I would hear Brazil.
Especially when you go from, like, you know, realistic looking things to something with so much. I mean, you can see the stepping stone in between, which is Grotto King, which is why I wanted us to kind of play it. But I don't know, it just oozes so much perfect, like the tape recordings and the, like, how they're like these muffled, everything just fits together really well.
Yeah. Real quick story for this game, I guess. You're a spy, and you have to get your mission objectives. So you go to the furnace room and you get your mission objectives. Kill a guy. You go kill a guy.
Kill him.
You give him a drink.
You give him a drink, and it's so that you can track him.
Oh, whatever.
The bug gives off a gas that they can track with their 1960s tech.
Yeah. After that, you go to another mission, or you go take pictures of birds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You break into little areas and you take pictures of their birds.
Yep. And they explode afterwards.
Yes.
I don't know why.
Neither do I, honestly.
Yeah.
Never been able to figure that out.
And then you have to do a jumping puzzle.
It's not a puzzle. I'm just bad at it.
I fell and I went, I have to start this whole game over?
No, you don't.
Was it just that level?
No, it starts you right off, right before it.
No, when I fell, I had to do the whole mission again.
Oh, I don't know where you could have fallen, because I fell in the first part.
Yeah, I fell. You jump on that first pole?
Yeah, I fell.
And I fell.
And
I had to do the whole mission again. I had to go back through all those puzzles.
I didn't.
Oh, I did.
I don't know what's up with you then.
I took a point off for it, so now it's at 4 stars.
4 stars. All right. Yeah, we do star systems now. I don't know if we figure this is our quarter episode.
Stars. We dropped all the numbers.
Yeah, we dropped the numbers which we were previously using. Go back and watch every single one of our episodes before this,
where we have number ratings up to 100.
One of them has a number. One of them has to have a number. Just keep watching until you find it.
Yep. Okay. And so, yeah, you do a little jumping thing. It's dumb and pointless, I feel.
Yeah, it feels adventure-y. Everything about Gravity Bone, like, I don't mind when these two games have, like, parts that are shitty in them, because I'm like, it's free, I don't really care.
Well, the next one's not free, so...
Yeah. But it also doesn't have any of these parts.
No. Thankfully.
Yeah, it has a little jumping puzzle. I get what he's trying to go with. Like, he's trying to make it feel like you're out, you're being a spy, and I'm getting real low on the couch, and I'm like a cat man right now. He's like, you gotta jump from place to place out in the rain, and you're taking pictures, and it's supposed to feel real,
Artsy.
No, not artsy. Just like adventure-y. That's why I kind of like the Blendo games. These ones in particular, they feel artsy while kind of not caring about it being artsy.
Yeah,
they're just kind of like, you're having fun. That's the art part.
So you get back inside the building. You go outside. You take some pictures of birds. You come back inside. You go to
the exit. After you complete your objective, you go to an exit. That's what it had been established as the format, which is kind of weird because there's only 2 levels in the game, and yet by the time you get to the second level, you're like, all right, I get the format. Like, I'm gonna do my objective, and then I'm gonna go to the exit. So you go, okay, well, I'm gonna go down to the furnace room again. He uses that twice, and I think that's purposeful. So I'm gonna go down to the furnace room, get my objective, go do the thing, go back to the exit, done. Go to the next level.
Yeah.
So even though you shouldn't have any expectations, I feel like it kind of like subverts your expectations on the first kind of run of the game.
Yeah. And then as you're exiting, you get shot.
Yep.
Which is kind of interesting. I thought that was going to be the end. I was like, oh, cool. It's over. That's kind of cool. But then it's not over.
No.
And now you have to chase a lady while listening to Brazil.
Yeah, it's a really cool little chase scene. I love it.
And I really like that song.
Yeah, it's a good song. There's a part where you chase her into like a subway area, or a train area, and you're in a tunnel, and there's these grates that are between you, and the train comes, so you have to like duck behind the gate as she jumps in, and then she jumps out of another area and you jump out, and there's like the train's going by, and you see the grate, and if you look over, you see her, and she's just like smoking a cigarette, and then the train goes, and she run. I don't know. It's a cool little moment.
Yep.
Lots of cool little moments in these games.
That part I liked a lot, mostly because I like the song Brazil.
I know.
Because it's my favorite movie of all time. No, that part's pretty cool because it's like, oh, this is not what I was expecting. Like, it came out of nowhere.
Yeah, I don't know.
I thought it was just going to be doing these dumb little puzzles where you take pictures of birds the whole time. It wasn't, though, so that was cool. And then it ends with her shooting you off a thing.
Yeah. You fall down on a table. You do all these very weirdly cinematic things. Yeah. And then you turn a corner as you're chasing her, and she's just standing there with a gun, and she shoots you. And she shoots you off the ledge, and you fall in slow motion, and there's music that plays, and you see all these things that don't make any fucking sense. You see a scene from Godfather.
Yeah.
All kinds of nonsense happens, and then a lady crosses a finish line, and then you hit the ground and you're dead.
Yep. Well, you're not dead, actually, because you're in the sequel.
No, you're not.
Yeah, you are.
What?
Yeah, you're the same person in 30 Flights.
I thought 30 Flights took place beforehand.
Well, you're the same person.
Yeah.
But why would you be a bootlegger in the 30 Flights and then a spy in the second one?
Because you got out in 30 Flights. I thought 30 Flights took place beforehand because otherwise you would recognize that fucking girl.
I thought 30 Flights took place afterwards because you're dead the whole time. Anyway, we'll get to that in a second as we talk about 30 Flights.
Right now.
And its confusing plot.
All right. So
All right.
Our next game is 30 Flights of Loving, which released
in
2012.
August 2012.
How long in between 30 Flights and
2008? So
4 years.
You're better at math than me, so good job.
So 2012. 2016.
And it was released as part of a Kickstarter for a podcast.
What?
Yep.
What?
Yes.
Tell me this story, because I don't know.
Did you not do any research?
No, I didn't. I left that to you. You're the research man. You're like, you're
okay.
wheels, dude.
So there's a podcast called Idle Thumbs. Look who we're promoting now. And I
think they're really going to appreciate us promoting them.
Yeah. After the fact. They got a huge audience, I think. So anyway, they had a Kickstarter for their podcast, and one of their, I think, stretch goals or one of their things was a game. And the game was to be made by Blendo Games, and it's just another Blendo game. I don't know why. It's very strange.
How odd.
Yeah, I couldn't really get much information except they're like, yeah, we're going to sell it now. And they start selling it for $5 on Steam.
Yeah. 30 Flights of Loving. Which,
it's a game.
Yeah, it clearly has a lot more budget put into it.
Yeah.
Than Gravity Bone. It is a sequel or prequel to Gravity Bone.
I think the composer on it is from Idle.
Well,
podcast.
Whoever the composer is deserves credit because it's got good music too.
I think that's kind of how it all came about, was through the composer from Idle Thumbs or whatever it's called. I'm sorry if I'm butchering your name, guys. I really don't
guys
remember.
Who are listening.
Your podcast is so much better than ours, I'm sure.
Oh, Jesus. But yeah, it's got a lot more budget. I mean, it's being sold now. It's on a free game. So it's going to be judged a little harsher, I think.
Yeah.
I like 30 Flights. I think I like 30 Flights of Loving, which is a 15-minute game, more than I like Dear Esther, which is a hour-long game.
2-hour game?
2-hour game?
I think it's 2
I feel like I get more out of 30 Flights than I do out of Dear Esther at this point.
I would have been happy not playing 30 Flights and just playing Gravity Bone.
Really?
Yeah.
Why don't you like 30 Flights?
It's boring.
What's boring about it?
Boring story.
What's the story?
I don't know. It's very cryptic. It's like it jumps around. It's got a Tarantino-esque plot where you jump around in time a little bit with you're clearly like, I want to say bootleggers because you like have a hideout full of beer hall.
You're a heist person. They tell you in the beginning.
Yeah, I don't remember. Anyway, I just drank a lot of beer in the game. That's all I did. I clicked on beer bottles and they disappeared inside my body. So I did that a lot. You get in an airplane, you fly around, and you heist things, I guess. I don't remember.
You fly around. You fly off, you get ready for this heist. You can tell because there's a bunch of heist plans everywhere.
Yeah, you couldn't read them. They're all pixelated.
Oh, Jesus. God. So you get ready for this heist. You get out. You go in your airplane, and then it just drops you in front of the girl of the group. Oh, when you have two other members in this group. It's you and two other people.
Yeah, a redheaded lady and a beardy cool guy.
Yeah, and when you click on them, you get a little like cinematic, like what they are kind of deal. So you get on the airplane, and then you're immediately dropped in front of the girl of the group, all bloodied, with a gun in her hand, trying to shoot you, but she's out of ammo.
Yeah.
So it's just clicking, and she looks pissed.
Yeah, though we don't ever find out why.
You do find out why. I don't know why you're saying that.
Because you don't.
You do.
When?
At the end of the game.
Oh, we'll get to it, I guess, because I don't remember.
There's no story.
There isn't. It was so boring.
Oh, Jesus. Anyway.
That's why Gravity Bone's better. No story.
Oh, my God. So then you decide to pick up the guy. At the time, you don't know why, and that's kind of the thing, I guess. So you pick up the guy, and you have to take him through the airport, kind of. I don't know. It might not be an airport. I don't really know what it is.
It's something.
Yeah, it's something. It's some structure. And you go through, and you're trying to get him out of wherever this area is. You're escaping, basically.
And while that's happening, you keep doing flashbacks.
Yeah, so you flash back to the night of this party, a wedding on the rooftop of a place in some shitty country. Because they have little police spots that, like, float through the town.
What does that have to do with shitty? The airport has them, too.
Yeah, because it's clearly some kind of, like... I assume it's the same country.
Are you saying shitty, like, as in... like dictatorship or
yeah,
shitty
yeah,
as in
yeah.
third world?
Some kind of I don't know. It gives off this weird like police state vibe
because it felt like China, like a Hong Kong-ish vibe, especially with the lanterns.
Oh, that's a good point. I didn't even think about that.
Which would make and you know like I don't know like a future Hong Kong.
Yeah, like future police state Hong Kong. So
like if the next game
Hong
was
Kong.
like about cyberpunk, it would fit right in.
Which is funny because the quadrilateral cowboy. I don't know if you know this, and
I
you're
do.
saying it. Fuck you. I'm gonna say it anyway for people who are listening. The next game is about some weird cyberpunk, like post-past future.
Yeah,
where you hack with like MS-DOS. That takes place in this universe. It's not a sequel or a prequel to Gravity Bone or anything like that. It just takes place in the same universe.
Yeah.
But so yeah, you get these flashbacks back to a certain day. As you're trying to escape with your guy. The one thing I liked about the chase sequences, or not like the escape sequence, is that it doesn't matter which way you go ever.
Yeah,
you will get to the end.
Yes.
Which I like because it doesn't... It makes you... It puts you in that, again, cinematic mindset. Like, it's very clearly trying to be movie-esque. So it's like, just pick a place and go. Your character knows where you're going, or you just trust you know where you're going. Just go. And I like that. I guess.
I mean, there's not too much of that. Like, it's mostly like you have A or B, and it's just gonna loop into the other.
Yeah, or sometimes it just jumps you.
Yeah, it does a lot of jumping. It doesn't matter where you're going anyway, because it's just gonna cut to another part.
Yeah, well, it goes. You know, you get it. You're walking.
Yeah,
and so it just jumps you ahead, which is fine by me. I kind of like that pacing where it's like, yeah, I'm not going to have you walk through a whole...
Well, it's like a movie. It
yeah.
wouldn't show you walk from point A to point B.
Exactly.
Like
exactly.
The Lord of the Rings would have taken years then.
Yeah.
So, it's kind of cool. I like the stylization of the game a lot.
Yeah, it's got very good style, just like Gravity Bone.
It's simple, a lot of blocky stuff, but it's very, very pretty.
So yeah, you go to this rooftop party. That I don't really know how the wedding fits in, but it's clearly important because she's a cake maker in it.
Yeah.
And he is the best man in it.
Yeah.
I don't know what your character is in it.
Party guest. And you and her drink a lot?
Yes, and then you and the girl in the group drink a lot. The girl in Gravity Bone is in this section, which is why I bring it up.
Yeah.
Because the girl with the girl who shoots you in Gravity Bone and then chases you has a little like pink hair thing going on, or red hair thing going on her bangs. So she's in this area, and she's just standing in the party, kind of looking off into the distance. Which then I would understand you not recognizing her later. However, ...
I don't know what happened.
I'll get to it.
Okay.
I guess. I just wanted there
I played this really quick the other day, and I kind of already forgot the story. I'm sorry.
It's okay. So you... But we beat it, and that's the important part.
Yeah, we did beat it.
3 of them.
I could tell you the very, very ending of it. It'll be out of context, though, so I'll just wait.
So you get drunk. You walk with her back to the apartment. You fuck her.
Yeah.
Or you also throw orange peels on her, like I did.
I think you also is that the motorcycle part right then, where there's 2 motorcycle sequences, and one of them you have to click on her back.
Yes.
And she turns around and kisses you.
Or she turns around and makes lovey noises. Everyone has Charlie Brown voices in this game.
Yeah, it's kind of annoying.
So she does Charlie Brown noises, but they're lovey Charlie Brown noises because little hearts come out.
Yeah.
And then you run into a truck.
Yeah, which is why I thought this was the sequel.
But then later on, you don't do that. You don't run into the truck. So I don't know if that's just a... Also, though... Okay. So...
Because I thought that this was
kinda...
trying to be a complete package where, you run into the truck and then the last sequence is like his happiest moment before death or something like that.
Well, because you also...
I don't know. It's a weird game.
Yeah, it's very, very odd. So you also have a flashback of when you're about to have the sexes with her. And instead of her, it's girl with red hair.
Yeah.
Girl with red bang from Gravity Bone. Which is why it's like, you walk past her in the lobby, how could you not recognize her?
She's reading a book, though. I think her face is kind of obscured.
I don't know. It's very odd. Like, this is why I think it would be a prequel versus, like, a sequel, because then it's like, I don't know.
I don't know either.
Because then when you see her, it would make sense. But, like, how would you walk past her in the party where she, like, looks right at you? I don't know. It doesn't really matter. That's not the important part of the game.
No.
But, yeah, so you get out. You get to this big open area. Oh, wait. Forgot my favorite part of the whole game. There's a gate closing. You jump back to where you're trying to escape with your buddy, and there's a gate closing. And
whoa! Before you say that, he's on a cart now. You find a luggage cart.
You just take all the luggage off while the guy's not looking, and you put your buddy on it.
Yeah, because he was really heavy, I guess, which makes sense.
And he's bleeding out. And stuff.
Yeah. So it's cool.
So you're going down this hallway, and this gate starts to close, and you just chuck your friend at him. Who, like, chuck your friend at the gate, who then, like, falls on his side and, like, skids under the gate to, like, keep the gate open, which I find really funny for some reason. It was
super weird. That part felt really out. I was like,
Yeah, it's very, very odd.
I was really into this, and then you kind of did this little comedic moment, and I don't really get it.
I don't know if it was supposed to be comedic.
It just came off as bizarre.
Speaking of bizarre, after that... You get into this big circular room, all the gates close.
Yeah.
And all these birds come in from the top.
And the police spots.
But they're dropping police spots.
Oh.
They're spinning in this big fucking propeller motion, dropping police spots.
And then you shoot the guy.
Yeah, and the guy's on the thing. That looks cool. I think that looked cool.
Yeah.
Or the guy on the luggage cart is now, like, with 2 guns shooting all these police spots and birds. It's very weird.
What a bizarre sequence.
And then you get out, and you're in a big pink room, and there's a bunch of cops there, and then it jumps to you in a cop car driving.
Yeah.
With your buddy in the back shooting.
Yeah.
But you see, this is why, like, the girl is dead by this point, or she's gone somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
So it can't, like, I don't think that the motorcycle thing happens in reality.
That's why I was thinking it was the end.
But then how would you be with her? She dead.
You're not with her.
What do you mean?
Well, you're dead. I don't know.
Whatever.
I'll have to play it again and really look at it. So
probably.
Then
you get in a car crash in the police car.
Yeah.
You fly out the window and you're in a museum.
Yeah.
With a big the end.
Yeah, that part was really weird. I forgot about the museum where it just explains how airplanes work.
And it also explains what happened in the story.
Oh.
So the little title card next to the end.
Oh, yeah.
If you click on it, says, it uses some really weird terminology. It's like, all right, my little cilantro. I don't know why I said cilantro, but if you rat out the other 2 people, you can go free, which is the assumption being he rats them out, and the girl finds out at the very least, and she realizes that you were the one who ratted her out, because that's why because she looks fucking pissed when she's trying to shoot you. But she has no bullets left.
I don't know. It's so. I don't know. I have to play it again now and really look at that, I guess.
This is fucking commentary.
It's only going to take 5 minutes to play it. I could play it right now.
Just run over. We'll just talk while you do it.
Really? We probably could have for this episode. I don't know.
It's not as It's not as captivating as Gravity Bone, I don't think.
No, I feel like Gravity Bone really had mechanics that were interesting, like missions and stuff.
Yeah.
I wish it was like just a little bit longer, like 15 minutes long instead of 5. I think it would have been.
You mean 13 minutes? 15 minutes instead of 13 minutes. Get those extra 2 minutes in there.
Whatever.
No, it would have really benefited from being like a 30 or 40 minute game where you do something.
Yeah. Well,
and again, you subvert those expectations, like in Gravity Bone.
I'm going to talk about another game.
Okay.
That is similar to these games.
Here, wait, real quick.
Yeah.
That's it for 30 Flights of Loving. That's all I got.
Yeah, it's a game.
Barely a game. I like it.
We beat it, and that's all that really matters.
That's all that really matters.
Yeah.
I like it. I don't think Jake likes it, but he likes Gravity Bone.
I like Gravity Bone.
That's what really matters, I think.
I liked one of the 3 games.
No, Grotto King. I don't think that Grotto King is not a like or not like kind of thing. It's more of a interesting.
Yeah,
you get to see somebody's like
creative process.
Yeah, because like Grotto King, all mechanics, no story. Gravity Bone somewhere in the middle, and then 30 Flights is all story, no game.
Yeah,
it's odd, but cool, in my opinion. Okay, what's your game?
So, playing these reminded me of a game that I had played not too long ago, maybe last year. Jazz Punk.
Oh yeah, it does remind of Jazz Punk. Although I've never played Jazz Punk.
You should probably play it. You'd really like it.
Yeah, I know.
You'd really appreciate it, especially after playing these. You'd really like them. A quick little
aside.
No,
because it's being a side to an aside.
Yeah, I know. No. Just a little like trivia question here. A little trivia. Just a little Jazz Punk trivia for you. If you look at the thanks in the credits, they thank Brendan Chung.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah,
and that's awesome. I didn't know that.
Just so you know, because I know you would play it and go, "This is." They clearly ripped off my favorite games.
Well, because it does look a lot like Blendo games. Like,
yeah, but like with actual mechanics in it.
Yeah, which is fine. But...
Well, one of the things I wanted to bring up in Jazz Punk and what I thought of when I started looking into like how these games were made, these games all being made on the Quake 2 engine. One of my favorite things in Jazz Punk is Wedding Quake, where there's just a Quake sequence that is about a wedding, and it's just actual Quake.
How odd.
Yeah, and I was like...
Very odd.
Wow, this is really cool. So I was like, oh, they must have like been really inspired by Blendo games, like to like every degree to have all these things.
Well, I think their games are really inspiring, just because it's like, oh, look at this little thing doing its thing, like doing it on an engine that shouldn't be used anymore. Arguably,
I think if we do like an aside episode, we should do the Citizen Able games and Jazz Punk. I think it would be a really cool little aside to this.
Look forward to that when Goodnight Channel does that in the next 2 years.
We'll never do it.
No.
Don't hold your breath, people.
Don't hold your breath because you'll die.
Yeah. Whew.
Whew.
So, anything else you want to talk about?
No, I want to get into questions.
Good, because I don't have any.
Question time.
Because you already answered most of them.
All right. What were your questions?
Well, I was gonna quiz you on a couple of things, but I did it early to get it out of the way. I was gonna ask if you knew what game engine these were all on. Very obviously, they're all on the Quake 2 engine. And I was gonna ask which of the 3 was your favorite. You already answered that. That was 30 Flights.
Did I?
You kind of did right there towards the end. I said I liked.
I like Gravity Bone is my favorite.
Oh, okay.
By far.
Well, then that answers this question.
Not by far, but just I'm just saying I like 30 Flights, but I think Gravity Bone is better.
Yeah. Okay.
Or at least more interesting. I don't know.
Fair enough.
30 Flights has really cool moments, but
yeah,
all in all, I think Gravity Bone is more fun.
I think if both were put together,
yes,
it might be a better complete package.
Yeah, with a little something in between.
Yeah.
Bam.
Like a Grotto King, right in the middle.
A Grotto King.
For no reason.
Just,
do you know anything about Quadrilateral
Cowboy?
Yeah.
I know that it is
on
going
Quake
to
Engine
be...
4.
Yeah, well...
That's all I know about it.
All I know is that it's supposedly much longer than 30 Flights, and it's a game that has gameplay, and that it takes place in the same universe, and that I seem to remember a couple gameplay videos of it, but I don't really remember. So I don't really know much about it, but I'm excited for it nonetheless.
Yeah. From what I understand, it's a cyberpunk game.
Yes.
Which you should really check out jazz punk.
Yes, I know.
Since it's cyberpunk and jazz punk.
Well, that's the thing is, I think it's going to be a cyberpunk game, kind of like how, like, 30 Flights and Gravity Bone are
that's what I was saying.
Cyberpunk-ish, where they're their own universe's versions of...
Yeah.
They're very interesting.
It's clearly going to be closer to jazz punk than, like, Hacknet and other cyberpunk games that have come out, like, that have absolutely...
That, like, hard cyberpunk.
Yeah.
Like Tears in the Rain, Time to Die.
Yeah. What's that? Have you played Gemini Rue?
No.
Oh.
No, I've not played Gemini Rue. What's Gemini Rue?
It's a point-and-click adventure game.
Yeah, I don't play point-and-click adventure games.
Why?
I only play Dang It Rompins.
Shut it down.
Shut
down this podcast.
Yeah, I've never played
Gemini Rue. You should check that out, too.
Anytime you ask me if I play a point-and-click game, unless it's Ghost Trick, no, I haven't.
Ghost Trick. Wow. Shut it down.
What's wrong with Ghost Trick?
Nothing.
I'm good, because I'm going to force you to play it.
I've already beaten it.
Have you?
I have the ROM. I mean, cut it out. Cut it out.
Have you beaten it?
No, I haven't.
Okay, good.
But I have it. But I've
good.
never beaten it.
It's not long.
Yeah.
It's not long. We'll use it for one of our cheat days one time.
Okay, good. Keep that one. That'll be our new backup.
I think
not that old ROM.
I think our new backup is To the Moon.
Oh, good.
I think that's
and Bird backup. Story probably.
Yeah, those are our new. So next time you guys hear us say, "Oh yeah, next time we're gonna play Dragons Dogma," like in episode 12, and it turns out we played some like To the Moon or something. Now you know why.
Because we're lazy and can't get games complete on time. It's just Bayonetta came out, and all my time.
Yeah, all my time yesterday is just playing Bayonetta and Corrin.
Oh, God. I don't even know who that is.
I hate you. You used that joke last night when I downloaded it.
I'm going to use it until I die because I still don't know.
So, yeah. I have a question for you.
Oh, good, because I don't have any more.
Did playing these remind you of the Beginner's Guide at all?
Just Grotto King.
Right?
Yeah. But that's because it's a game. I guess not a game, it's a prototype. Like, yeah, I mean that one clearly felt that way because like I felt like it had text without talking, so I was like waiting for like a doorway puzzle, and it kind of had that. It actually had doorway puzzles where you'd shoot the arrow and then the doors would open. So I was like, oh yeah, okay.
It's weird. I don't know. I guess if you play just these three, because the last two are so refined that you don't really get that feeling. But like, I always feel that like, again, I think I brought this up to you a couple times, but like playing the Chinese rooms games before they became giant piles of shit. Going back and playing those now really reminds me of Beginner's Guide.
Yeah,
just playing through those like weird experiment games. Mm-hmm. I don't know. That's not much of a question, I guess. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. You had a point, and it was a good.
It was good.
It was a good.
It was good.
It was a good. All right.
You have a question?
No.
Okay.
I wonder if anyone could tell how increasingly less sober I've become throughout this podcast. I'm just like, yeah, whatever.
Is 30 Flights of Loving worth $5?
No.
Why?
I think it's worth like $1.
Why is it not worth $5?
Because it's like 15 minutes. I paid $2 for Terraria, and I got 100,000 hours out of it.
Yeah, but you also paid $20 for Gone Home and got an hour out of it.
Well, Gone Home had a captivating story.
I could argue that 30 Flights has a captivating story.
It just but it didn't appeal to me.
Yeah, but okay. But is it worth it in general? $5.
I mean, if
even if it doesn't appeal to you, like it appeals to me.
Yeah.
So then
it might be worth $5 to you.
So is it a personal thing?
Yeah.
So is it okay
if I had played Gravity Bone, which I did, and I really liked it, and I spent $5 on 30 Flights and got the experience I got, I would have went, oh wow, I really wish this wasn't $5.
So then, okay. So then do you think that it's okay that Gone Home, which is an hour-long experience,
is worth it can be a little bit longer.
That's 4 times the amount of 30 Flights.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Well, they got all that licensed music.
No, fuck the licensed music.
And they got like atmosphere. and they got a whole story that's way better. And you learn a lesson by the end of it that moms just want to have fun.
I'm just trying really hard.
No, I legitimately think.
So is Dear Esther worth $15?
No, Dear Esther's also a mod, though, beforehand.
Yeah, but it came out and it's fucking beautiful. No matter, I don't like Dear Esther's story because the whole point of the story is that it doesn't matter, but it tries to pretend like it does. I don't really understand its story elements or like why they framed it the way that they framed it, like how all the voice clips are randomized, so there's no real way to tell a story in it other than the story you tell yourself, other than it's about a car crash, which is fucking boring. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's a really pretty game. Clearly a lot of work put into it.
I mean, I never bought it. I only have it because of a bundle, I think.
But I bought it.
Good for you. Why would you buy that game? It had a mod. Why didn't you just play the mod?
I did play the mod, and I liked the mod so much that I wanted to give them money.
But there you go. I played Gone Home for free, and then I liked it so much I bought it.
Yeah, but that's, I think, different.
I played Gravity Bone, and I thought that was really good. I would have probably bought 30 Flights, but if I got the experience, I would have got it. I probably, in this day and age, I would have returned it.
My question to you, okay, is it based on time?
No, I just didn't like the story. It didn't feel as captivating as Gravity Bones. It's got that Tarantino-esque like confusion without like the. It doesn't have the same atmosphere that Gravity Bone has. It's more like lofty with like all this like floatiness to it, like a novel versus a spy film. Like, it felt very strange and not nearly as like congruent to me.
So it is about. So if it were 15 minutes,
yeah,
and
which it is,
or something. Okay, but if it were 15 minutes and
it was similar to Gravity Bone, like if it had Gravity Bone,
similar to Gravity Bone, more captivating with more production value, would it be worth $20?
I bought Jazz Punk.
Yeah, but Jazz Punk is much longer in comparison.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, and it's similar.
So does it need to be length then?
No, Jazz Punk has enough pizzazz with it that if it was just one level, I probably would have paid for it.
If Jazz Punk was 15 minutes long, would you have paid $20 for it?
Sure, but
would
it
you
wouldn't have
actually
been. It would not have been 15 minutes if they were paying.
So then it is about length. That's the question.
I don't understand.
That's why I'm bringing these up, because we've now played Papers, Please, which is a relatively short game. Actually, it's really not.
It's like 3 hours.
Yeah, 3 hours, 4 hours, 6 hours long. We've played Gone Home, which is a short game.
Yeah.
We've played we played another cheat game. What was that game?
Stanley Parable,
which is a short-ish game.
Yeah. That I also bought.
The Beginner's Guide, which is an hour-long game.
Yeah.
And was technically $10. I paid $7, but still $10.
I didn't buy it.
I know. But you don't have to buy it to determine value.
No, I understand.
So
and if say you unlink your Steam library from me, I would probably buy the Beginner's Guide.
So, okay, would you buy the Beginner's Guide at $20?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
it's not length though. It's just the quality of the game. If 30 Flights of Loving was fun or interesting to me, I would pay $20 for a 15-minute game. But if it were fun and
interesting for 15 minutes, so you would?
Yeah, if it was, yeah, I would. You know, if it was like a donation I could give them, I would donate to them, and I've done that a lot of times. Like, I might even own 30 Flights because of a bundle. Honestly, like I don't know, I haven't looked. I just said it was linked from your library, so I clicked on it, but I probably have it.
I think it's an interesting little kind of thing to talk about.
Again, it was free for people who donated to the Kickstarter, I think.
Yeah.
So it just coincided that, we want to give this to other people, so they charge $5.
Yeah.
Or if you wait to a sale, it's $2.50. But I would not pay for it. I would have probably now that there's this return culture we have with Steam, I would probably return it right after beating it, especially since it clocks in at 15 minutes. Like, it's not even going to weigh in on their like scale of return time.
See, but I think that's a dangerous mentality because it's like.
There are people who will like it and go, "Oh, this is worth it."
Yeah, but because of its length, even though it's not as good as Gravity Bone, it's not horrible either.
I mean, it's not horrible, but I still didn't care for it.
I think there are much worse games that because they are technically longer, you wouldn't immediately go, I really wish I could return this. You would just go,
Like I said, if it was $1, I wouldn't care. but $5 is a lot of money.
Oh, it's like 2 tacos. I think that
2 tacos and a drink.
I think it's worth 2 tacos and a drink.
I don't think so.
It takes you 15 minutes to eat 2 tacos and a drink.
Yeah, if you're PJ. But me, it's like, I don't have 15 minutes to eat that. I got 1 minute. I got $1.
I don't know. I don't know if 30 Flights is worth $5.
I paid nothing for Gravity Bone. So
Did you get $5 worth of enjoyment out of Gravity Bone?
Yeah, and that's way shorter.
I don't know if it is, honestly.
It's pretty short. It's not that long.
I know it's short. I know it's.
I just don't have I don't have a time, but I know it's shorter. It's like maybe 5-10 minutes.
Yeah,
it's definitely not 15. Like, 50
I mean,
flights.
Counting deaths, it's probably like 20. But
I only died one time once I realized I could jump on a pole. Still stupid, but I looked past it. I was like, yeah, I get it, and it was glowing. I should have known that. I jumped on it. And I didn't know what the hitbox for it was, and I ended up slipping.
It's like slightly larger than you would expect,
but still not large enough.
Smaller than you would want.
Yeah. So I slid right off the other side of it. Yeah, I would not pay for 30 Flights. And like I said, in this modern day return culture we have with Steam, I would have probably returned it. And I would have wrote a review saying, short, kind of boring, not as good as Gravity Bone. I would look, if I had played Gravity Bone first, which I did, I would go, oh, I really hope there's a lot more Gravity Bone-esque things here. And it takes away a lot of that interactivity, I feel.
That's true.
Like, if it doesn't have the camera stuff, it doesn't have the little puzzles with the locks. Like, we didn't go over that, but there's puzzles. Like, I really like the can of Freon and the hammer.
Yeah, it's not a puzzle, but it feels good.
It works, like, for what you're doing. And I was like, oh, I feel like a spy. Like, I'm breaking these things. Like, oh, that's really cool. And so, like, to get 30 Flights, and it's another walking simulator like Dear Esther, which is another game I don't much care for. It just tells a story.
I think Dear Esther's okay. I feel like I bring up Dear Esther a lot.
Yeah, that's fine. And you're trying to justify your purchase.
Well, yeah.
I'm just kidding.
I mean, I like Dear Esther, but having played, the far super Stanley Parable, Gone Home.
Well, Dear Esther was a mod that I played.
The mod is great.
Yeah, I just wouldn't pay money for it after.
Cornucopia is okay.
I played Stanley Parable, and I went, that's so good. I'm going to buy the mod because I want to support him because he made something really good.
Well, that's how I felt about Dear Esther.
I didn't feel that way about Dear Esther, though.
Well, I really liked the Chinese Room at the time. I thought they were doing really, really interesting things. I played Cornucopia. I was like, clearly...
They're doing something.
They're doing something, and they find their way. Like, they went, Dear Esther has no combat. We're going to give a little bit of combat in Cornucopia.
Yeah.
That doesn't fucking work. But it's a cool story with really cool visuals that you just can't play anymore because it's broken forever.
Yeah. Well, it happens.
Did you ever play that?
No. One day I will.
You can't.
Yeah, I'll get it to work.
You can't. It's broken. Nobody's got not unless you're going to sit there and... No.
I'll put it in a virtual machine. No big deal.
Okay.
I'll run on XP.
It's cool. It's a cool little Half-Life 2 experiment thing, just like Dear Esther was, but way more involved with much more story and like voice acting and stuff, which is why I feel like it's really weird that they never went back to it and tried to make it work and put it back on their webpage, like on their web zone.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know either. But yeah, I wouldn't have bought this game given the choice, but I think I own it through a bundle, sadly. Or I might have given it away. It might have been one of the games I just kind of gave away because I was just like, yeah, whatever. It's Quake 2.
I mean, I think it's interesting. I like 30 Flights. I don't regret my purchase of it when I bought it.
Did you get it on sale?
No, I bought it for $5.
Oh.
Like I said, I really liked Gravity Bone, and I was like, I like this. I really liked Gravity Bone. I wanted to support him and check it out as a new game, and I liked 30 Flights. Yeah. I didn't love it nearly as much as Gravity Bone, but like I had said before, I liked it.
Yeah.
So I was never like, oh no, like woe is me.
If I had the option, if I think about it as a donation to the developer, I don't mind. Like, if it means they're going to make another game that looks better, like the new one coming out, they go, fine. Oh, the $5 seems worth it because they're going to make a good game. I just really wish...
If it were optional, it'd be better. But
yeah, if I could give them a donation...
It'd be cool if they should have probably done Gravity Bone and then buy the soundtrack.
Well,
or donate a certain amount, get the soundtrack for free. And it's kind of like buying the soundtrack, but you're also just donating.
Yeah, like...
Because I could just rip the soundtrack.
On YouTube. You can just watch it on YouTube.
Yeah.
I already looked it up. It's on there.
Like, I think that would have been a nice thing to do.
I don't know. These games that are short, like, yeah, I understand you deserve money. I just want to give it to you on my own terms.
Yeah.
Well, and I understand the argument that you want to price your game as you see it, and that's fine. But I don't see it that way. Like, I get it. Like, I understand. There's people who like have their indie game. It's $20, and it's always going to be $20. We're not going to do any sales, no bundles, nothing. This is always going to be $20. But if your game is shitty, I'm going to want my money back. Like,
but like, I think the question really comes down to like, is it the length that's upsetting, or is it the content?
For me, it's the content on this one. Lengths never really bother me. Again, me
neither.
I bought Gone Home for $20. Like, that's not a big deal. And I bought it multiple times. Like I said, like, I'll buy games that I think have a meaningful message or contain content gameplay wise. Like I said, I bought Terraria 100 times. Like, I buy that for all kinds of people. It's like, oh, it's always on sale for a couple bucks. Like, I know someone's going to get something out of it.
You get tons of content out of it.
Yeah, and that's a worthy purchase. But I feel like 30 Flights of Loving doesn't provide either thing, in my opinion.
Right.
Now, I'm not saying that that's everybody. I think everyone should try it or look at Gravity Bone and go, oh, yeah, this is pretty good. I should definitely check out the other one, and which is what I did. I'm just glad I didn't spend the money.
I think you should make that informed. Like, if 15 minutes doesn't bother you,
yeah,
and $5 doesn't bother you,
you need to know up front that you're paying for 15 minutes, I think.
But why?
I don't know. It just feels
like they don't tell you movie length up front. You assume that it's going to be an hour and a half.
I mean, every poster has the movie length posted on it.
No, it doesn't.
Just about.
I've never, ever seen a movie poster with movie length on it.
It's always in the bottom in the tiny text.
Okay, no one ever looks at that.
I do. I need to know. But how many pee breaks can I fit in there?
You go in assuming that it's going to be an hour and a half. But certain movies are an hour long. Certain movies are an hour long, 10 minutes, and $10, and an hour away. And I can't take off to go see it. And I'll never see it probably now.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Horrible.
Listen,
anyway.
I can always substitute at your work if you need me to.
Okay.
I'll sit there. I'll put on a
redacted
shirt. Oh, cut this out, by the way.
Oh, shit.
I didn't mean to say that. Sorry. So sorry. I'll try and make sure it's obvious that you need to cut this because I said that.
It's not going to be.
Well, I'll double check it. I'll listen to it.
We'll just spin it into an advertisement.
All right, there you go. It'll take them a little bit of time to figure out who we're talking about. Anyway. Anything else we need to talk about?
Those were the only two questions I really had.
Yeah, I think it's a good question.
I just thought, we had taught we played Stanley Parable, Beginner's Guide, Gone Home. We talked about Dear Esther a bunch. Like, I think a lot of people look at those games and go, Gone Home especially. Gone Home gets tons of hate. I think undeserved. I don't think it's God's gift to humanity.
No,
but like its hate is definitely undeserved. It's a very, very well crafted game. Even if nothing really moves you, you really got to respect the fact that there's actual level design and like
they put some thought into a lot of the stuff.
Yeah, it's very surprising to me.
They could have just made it modern, and
they could have just made it a hallway, but instead they decided to make a livable house. I think that's really cool.
And it's got like puzzle elements. It's got a bunch of little things in it.
Yeah,
it's cool.
I like Gone Home.
I think Gone Home is a unique experience. Like I said, it came out before the hype of all the hallway simulator games.
I think Stanley Parable is the unique experience.
Yeah.
I mean, they're both unique. Don't get me wrong.
Stanley Parable doesn't give you like the hard pressing story. It gives you a lot of like thoughtful stuff, but not like a emotional story is what I meant.
I guess, it's a little bit weird for me because I was spoiled right away. I've known what Gone Home was about for a really long time. Doesn't mean certain aspects of it didn't surprise me and make me go, oh, interesting. But the certain messages in Stanley Parable, even having played them like 3 times, really something in them really gets me. And I just really like on an emotional level, it's really hard to describe, but I think it does its little emotional moments a little bit better to me. But I don't really know. That's all subjective. Like
to each their own.
What I was kind of getting at was it's an hour-long experience or 10 or 2-minute long experience, depending on if you're a speedrunner or not.
Yeah.
And one of the biggest criticisms it got was it's $20 for an hour-long experience, which is double the price of a movie ticket, and not even 2/3 of the length.
How much is a DVD though? I mean, DVD is going to be $15-$20.
But you get 30 minutes extra. That's I don't believe this. Like this is not the line of thought that I subscribe to, but I don't know why I put it like that.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? Like
yeah. I know there's a lot of people. I happen to work with several people who all day I listen to them talk about how they bought a game on Steam and then played it and then refunded it. And they've been doing that for the past 4 weeks. That's all they've done.
Short games?
Anything. They put $5 on their Steam credit. They go buy whatever, no matter what it is. They hate it for whatever reason, and they refund it. Or they beat it, and they refund it. That's all they do. All day, every day, they go home and they play games, and they talk about them at my work. And then
at Redacted.
You heard me struggle there for a second. I was like, anyway. And that's what they do. They just kind of go, no, that was boring, or I beat it. Who cares?
Well, but then,
and they get their money back and they buy something else.
Is that okay?
I don't feel that way. I don't subscribe to that line of thought. Personally, because I live with my choices for the most part. Like all my games, like they gave me the choice.
But you refund 30 flights.
I could, but I'm not going to. I don't own it either, so it's hard.
You had said previously
that
you would have.
I understand. But I didn't buy it, so it's all good. No. I think that what my problem with them is that they're refunding everything. They know, like, I tend to live with my mistakes for the most part. Especially, I think there was a point where they let you refund like any game in your Steam library when they added refunds, and I was like, I own all these. Like, I gotta live with this now. Like, I've dug my grave. I'm gonna live in it forever, in a tiny little cave, goblin cave.
Scott Cawthorn. Do you know who that is?
No.
He's the Five Nights at Freddy's guy.
Oh yeah.
Recently, his game was broken to shit, so he said, "Well, I'm gonna open up refunds." Regardless of how much time you've played.
Yeah.
Because I don't think that the game is up to snuff.
And I think he's going to release the game as free.
Yeah, something weird like that.
Yeah, which...
He's a good guy. He's a really, really... Even if you don't like FNAF...
Yeah, which I don't, but...
Yeah, neither do I, particularly. I think the first one is interesting.
He has an audience, though, and I can't blame him.
He has an audience, and he caters to his audience.
Yeah.
And his games are interesting. You know, I'm just not like, what's the next... Like I don't really care.
I played the first one. I got it. I don't need any more.
Yeah,
I get it. Like
the story doesn't really appeal to me. I think that the gameplay itself is cool. I like that in the first two, at the very least, the like jump scares are all due to your error.
Yeah,
I think that's cool. Like it's hard to do that in a horror game. Make things your error and also scary. Like I don't know. Like that's cool. But he's a good guy. I don't know where I'm going with this. I like Scott Cawthorn. Talk to me.
Email us at pizza roll
www.
Fuck you.
Webzone.
Edu. Wow. Anyway, I don't know what we're talking about.
No.
We kind of went on these tangents here.
What are we playing next week? Because it's Dragons Dogma.
Oh, it's going to be Dragons Dogma.
Just like last week. Join us next week for either Dragons Dogma or To the Moon. We'll see.
Maybe To the Moon.
More than likely, it's going to be To the Moon.
It's going to end up being Indie Month is what it's going to end up being.
At the end of the month, we'll be like, Indie Month.
Yeah, Indie Month. We did it. No one knew that's what it was going to be, but that's because it was a secret to everyone.
Secret Indie Month. Next week, join us for Indie Month, Part 2.
Part 2. As I still struggle through a game for some reason.
I hope it gets to the point where every next week is Dragon's Dogma, and it becomes our 50-second game.
Yeah. Oh, it'd be really good. It's like I just keep putting in a little bit each.
Just a little tiny bit. So you go back and you're like, what am I doing?
What is this game?
Who are you people? That's it. Good night.
Good night. Yeah, I don't have anything else.